Tally ho! Wings of silver, birds of steel. Silverhawks, partly metal, partly real. Silverhawks, soaring through the highway of the heavens in their flight. Silverhawks, a rainbow in the night.
Hello and welcome to the channel. And today's video is a continuation of the previous one where we are looking at the Silverhawks team from Super7. So this is the Ultimates Steelheart. So like I mentioned in the previous video, I picked these up during the Black Friday Thanksgiving weekend. I picked them up right at the tail end. I woke up on Sunday of that weekend, and I was going through, my Instagram feed, and I noticed someone had posted something about the discounts going up on Entertainment Earth. And yeah, sure enough, I went to Entertainment Earth. A lot of the Super7 stuff was on heavy discount. When the line was announced and the figures were released, honestly, I was interested in picking up the Silverhawks line. Not all of it, just the main team, and maybe just Monstar. But at the time when the figures released and all of that, I was just busy with picking up other stuff. So I let them slide, and eventually Super7 was putting some heavy discounts on their stuff. And so I had some stored credit with Entertainment Earth, and that was the perfect time for me to use it and to pick up some figures. So I picked up three figures from the Silverhawks line. I won't reveal who the third one is, so you're gonna have to check out the next video for that. But here we have Steelheart. So again, same box as always, like on Quicksilver. You get the outside mailer protector box and all of that. Again, I have already inspected all of these figures because I have been checking them. I did have to inspect them and all of that when I got them. I'm recording this, a couple weeks after I received them. So that's the main display box for the figure. Of course, it comes with this protective plastic bag. And there we have the main box, same as with Quicksilver. So you have the foil card sleeve here, cardstock sleeve here, with the Silverhawks logo. Super7 here at the bottom. Nothing on the sides. The back, we only have the embossed complete Silverhawks logo. Right, nothing on the sides. So again, this is a removable sleeve. And there we have Steelheart. Again, like I did with Quicksilver, I've already played with the figures and all that, so you can see how I have her with her the masked version on her. The figure comes with the standard, I believe it's this one, the standard face on the figure, and the alternate masked face is separate. But again, same accessories as with Quicksilver. You got your alternate hands, alternate heads, and you get the bird. I forget what the bird is, what's the name of her bird, if it's in here in the bio. No, 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 no. She has it doesn't name. Does it name? I forget the name. I'll figure it out later. Right. So anyway, that's her. That's her bio. Again, also with the Quicksilver, the eyes are in a matte finish. So when you turn the, you get those creepy eyes. Right. But yeah, that's how the figure comes in displayed. And let's pull her out. And you can see there in the back the blast effects, the beams are falling off again. Although that comes protected, it comes with tapes on and all of that, so you don't expect them to be falling off when you get those brand new. But yeah, that's how the figure comes. Again, double tray, right? And then you got the alternate set of arms with the wings, and you got her bird with in the fighting position and standard perched position, right? So let me just put this out to the side here. And let's start removing the figure. All right, so here we have a Steelheart removed from the packaging. The cool thing about the Silverhawks is that all of them have a unique color to them. So Quicksilver, his color is more of your basic chrome / silver color. Steelheart and her brother Steelwill have this bluish metallic paint job to them, right? And of course, Copper Kid is painted in a copper color as well. So again, all of them have a unique coloring to them, except for Steelheart and Steelwill, which are twins. So it makes sense to have them share the same color scheme. But yeah, all of the Silverhawks have their own unique color to them. And here we have Steelheart. Again, nicely painted and all of that. I don't have any QC issues with her. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just noticed something like an extra mold flash at the back of her knee. But I mean, QC issues like fall, loose or anything. I mean, you can, if you call this loose upper torso a thing. But I mean, as far as something that's bad paint job and all that, no, she looks pretty fine. Same basic articulation like Quicksilver, except she does not have a waist cut. So, like most, I don't know why they do this with most female figures. Why don't they include a waist as well? I mean, I guess they don't want to break up the mold for the for her shape and all that. But I mean, it could be easily remedied with just a simple ball joint cut, at the bottom, to keep it like in a roundish shape, and then have her just swivel from the swivel with a ball joint at the base, and it doesn't break up the mold too much. But anyway, yeah. So she has the basic articulation. She has the shoulders that go up and down, much smoother joints than on Quicksilver. That's for sure. So again, you get the full 360 movement. You get the bicep cut. you get the single jointed elbow that goes the full 90, or if you remember with Quicksilver, I couldn't quite get him to do the full 90. Same on this side, right? The wrists, of course, have the same movement, side to side, no up and down unless you rotate the wrist. And again, 360. So she does have the upper torso movement, side to side. However, I mean, if you call this a nap crunch, but that's not. I don't believe that's actually intentional. I think that's just from the looseness of the joint on top. So she does not have an actual ab crunch. The legs go, well, they're hindered by the lower hip here, so you can't really have a Rayzor leg that much, or outwards. That's about as much as you're gonna get. With Quicksilver, you could actually get him to do the full split. And then at the knee, single jointed knee, and then you get the ankles and the pivot with the rocker. Same on this side. Now, one of the things that I'm going to, just a personal, the head. With the masked head, you do get a full range again, so you can have her get in that flying position and having her look upwards. We're gonna look at the alternate heads in just 1 second, but I just want to mention something real quick. So I'm gonna put this here because I'm gonna put an image around here. One of the things that I'm not too fond of with regards to Super7 and their female figures is their proportions. So I'm gonna put an image, like I said here, where I did some photoshopping for what I believe would have been a better proportioned Steelheart. I gave her wider shoulders, a leaner waist, as well as hips. Steelheart is more of she has more of like a gymnast slash swimmer's body, where they have a larger upper torso, right, development, and slimmer waist. Just because of that's how they require more. I was gonna say for swimmers particularly, right? Not gymnasts necessarily, because gymnasts require extremely strong legs as well. But mostly with swimmers, they have that V shape to them with their torso, where they have the larger shoulders, obviously, and that's kind of like what Steelheart had in the cartoon. She kind of had that sort of build to her. So, I mean, the changes that I photoshopped in, that I made, are minimal, but you can see in the back and forth that it is noticeable. And if you watch some footage of the cartoon that I've been splicing during the intros, you will see how her figure is, her build, right, is a little more in that way. Here she does have like the classic hourglass shape and all of that, which is fine, but still I believe that it could have been better. I believe here the way her legs are separated is a little too much. So that's not something that is easily fixable. I would have to completely rearrange the inside mechanism for the ball joints, and so it's not something that can be fixed unless I go to somebody who can 3D, who can 3D render and model and print out a completely new joint system there, so that I can get the legs to be closer together at the by her crotch. So that's one of my main complaints that I've always had with Super 7's female figures. It's the same with like Chitara that I noticed. It's the same thing that I noticed with the Baroness, right? So I just wish they would rework their female figures a little more. But anyway, let's look at the other accessories that comes with Steelheart. Let's start off by looking at the alternate heads. So again, of course, that is considered the alternate head, the maxed head. But the standard head is this one where she just has a neutral expression on her. Again, well, I mean, pretty much nicely painted, you could say. I don't see any misplaced paint on her. Nicely sculpted and all of that. But again, I see the same issue with her that I have with Quicksilver, where I think the eyes are a little too far apart. I believe they made like the bridge of the nose here by the brow a little too wide, and therefore the eyes have been stretched out a little too far to the outside of her head, right? So I'm gonna see if that's something that I can correct by painting over. Because again, I believe the eyes are just painted on. There is no molding of the brow and all of that. The eyelids or the irises or all of that. That's just paint. Pretty sure. Give me 1 second. Yeah, the eyes are just painted on. If we can get if the camera will focus, you can actually see that the camera's not gonna focus. You can probably see that the eyes are actually, there is room to make the eye, to paint the eyes. That's not gonna focus. To paint the eyes a little closer to the ridge there on the inside portion of the underneath the brow and all of that. There is room. So let me try that, either with this or the alternate angry face. No issues with the molding or the paint itself. I mean, if you want to call that an issue. This underneath, a little sloppy, but again, no one's gonna see that part. And again, simple pop off, pop on. And as far as general movement, she can look up and down, minimal side to side. Sorry, you're not. Minimal side to side, and of course the full range. That one didn't pop, but it did go on. There we go. So again, up and down. Compared to the masked head, I believe they're molded the same as far as the back end of the hair. So you can get almost the same kind of range up and down. I may try and adjust this peg, the ball peg at the bottom, and maybe add a little bit of a with a Dremel, and maybe open up the back end a little bit more so we can get a little more range going backwards. and have her completely look up instead of at like an angle. There we go. And let's have a look at her other accessories. We're gonna look at Rayzor. I had to look up the name of the bird, sorry. Rayzor, which I believe I was reading up. Again, it's been a long time since I've seen the cartoon. I was reading up, and I believe that they switched the birds. I believe they did this with the original figures that released in the 80s or something. I don't know. But I believe this bird actually belonged to Steel Whale. But for some reason, they included them with Steelheart. So I believe that's what Super 7 is doing. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they're keeping in with that tradition, I believe. Here we have Rayzor. Again, same with Tallyhawk. You just have the movement of the legs up and down. Nothing at the lower talons like Tallyhawk. So you just get these legs moving up and down. Nothing on the wings. And again, the movable head. And I believe this is also detachable. Yep. So again, all of the bird heads are interchangeable. And then we have Rayzor in its attack form. Again, the legs move up and down. Nothing at the lower legs or at the talons. You got the head movement. Let's see if this is easier to detach. Nope. And the wings. There's some slight, you can call this articulation. The rubber here is a little looser, so you can get some articulation, although I wouldn't, constantly do this movement, or else it's gonna run the plastic down and eventually break off. So I would say it's not intentional. That's just soft rubber that they're using. But here we have Rayzor in attack mode. We're gonna do this in real time. Again, one of the complaints is the birds have a hard time latching on to in perched position, but let's see if we can get a better luck with Rayzor and Steelheart here. So the grip on Rayzor's here from the bottom talons feel a little firmer than on Tallyhawk. Although she's still not gripping tightly. But I feel like it might be easier for Rayzor to hold on to Steelheart here. There we go. A bit of an angled. But there we go. So you see, I mean, again, it would have been easier if they figured out a way to use magnets and all of that, but it is, but again, because of the weight of the bird, I don't know if it would have been possible. They would have used incredibly strong magnets for such a small size. I don't know if it would have been possible, or if those type of magnets even exists, So, but yeah, that's the best I can do. Have her hold up. Rayzor, however you spell it. And again, she also comes with her alternate winged arms. So much like Quicksilver, again, we have the alternate arms with the plugs for the blasts, the beams, and the blast effect here. So on both shoulders. And if you want to apply them to Steelheart, it's as simple as popping one out and putting one on. I haven't put on alternate hands yet because I want to show you something that is different in terms of her packaging than that of Quicksilver's, and that her packaging, the alternate hands come with an extra layer of a protection here to avoid the hands from coming out so easily, like I said on Quicksilver. So you have this extra little tray at the top. So she comes with an extra set of, let me see, I hope I didn't lose one. So you got these open hands, right? The karate chop hands. So you got those. You got the extra set of fists, because I do have the standard open hands with her right now. So the extra fist. And I am missing one of the gripping hands. Give me 1 second. And here we have the gripping hands. So like I said, for the Quicksilver video, many speculate that these gripping hands, since the figures don't come with any weapons, what are these gripping hands for? So it may be for her to grip onto the handles from their pods from the ship. I forget what the ship's name is, but I remember that when they launch from the pod, you know, they thrust forward. So I believe this is what these hands are for, to hold on to those handles on the ship. And I believe that is all for her. So let me just switch out her arms here. Oops. There you go. So I'm probably gonna switch out for the fists when I display her. But this is how I'm gonna show her off with the face mask down. So again, other than the issue that I have as far as her overall shape of her body, that could have been, you know, different. All in all, and again, maybe the issue with regards to the eyes being a little too far apart on the basic faces. The figure as a whole is good. Again, the original price on these was $55, I believe. And I'll put up a pop-up here somewhere of the original listing pricing. I believe it was $55. And again, maybe start adding that waist articulation on the female figures. Again, I don't know why it took some companies. I mean, Hasbro does it with their G.I. Joe line that give the female figures the full articulation, but they're just barely starting to do it with the Marvel Legends. And even then, it's the same typical hinge ab crunch. It's not like a fully ball jointed waist like McFarlane does. So again, I don't know why companies choose not to do it. But again, other than probably adding that waist articulation, could have used an ab crunch. If you're not gonna give her a waist articulation, right, then at least give her the ability to bend forwards and backwards on the upper torso. But again, for the price, you get the extra sets of the winged arms. You get 4 complete sets of extra hands. You get the blast effects and 1 extra head compared to Quicksilver, who only had 2, well, his basic head and the mask head. Here we have 2 expressions, 2 maskless face. face sculpts, head sculpts, plus the one with the face mask down. So I guess the value is how you perceive it. But again, I would have said a better pricing for these figures is $35. Maybe just you know, maybe she doesn't need the karate chop hands, although maybe those look good for the flying poses and all of that. So I don't know. I'm just saying that the figures are cool and fine, but they're not perfect. That's some of the stuff that I've always had with regards to Super 7. You know, I was always a little iffy with their stuff. But they're the ones with the Silverhawks license. They're decent enough figures by themselves, but you know, for the price, I don't know. That's the reason why I jumped on them when I did during Black Friday, because they were on heavy discount, and I thought that's where I would see the value in the figures. So, to each their own. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.